Welcome to Too Many Frames, the show where we talk about video games, anime, and everything else that is in between. I am your host, 4-Star Amon, and today I am joined by our lovely guests, Naz, my girlfriend.
Hello.
I have Ubre.
What's good, nigga?
And I have Nesquik.
Yo.
All right. So with that being the case, we're going to go ahead and jump right into it. Just for anybody that doesn't know, Too Many Frames before used to just be like a little news weekly show that I did that I ended up kind of dropping earlier last year, like towards like the tail end of the year. And I wanted to bring it back in some way, shape or form, but I didn't know how to really bring it back. And I thought about it and I was like, hey man, I like to yap. That's usually what Too Many Frames was always anyway. So I decided to just go ahead and make it a podcast. So today, our first topic is going to be Pokemon Winds and Waves. Generation 10 is finally here. I brought a pretty good, varied group of people, even though I've known these people for pretty long amounts of time. I think they all have different experiences with Pokemon. Nesquik and I have been playing these games together even since we were like in the sandbox, you know what I'm saying? Whereas Ubre, he has been playing since he was young as well, but he kind of fell off of it and came back a little bit later. And Naz is sort of the least experienced in it, but she still appreciates the franchise. So today's round table sort of is going to be very, very interesting, I guess, to say the least. So with that being the case, let's go ahead and I'm going to ask the first question. What was everybody's first impressions seeing the trailer for Pokemon Winds and Pokemon Waves? I'm gonna go ahead and start off with Ubre. If you want to go ahead and give me your first impressions.
I think the game was good. The graphics are good. Like the starter choice is good. The first stages are good. Kind of want to see what they go with as the evolutions, but route, you already know we're picking that man off rip, and better than the last one because. Last one, we're not even gonna talk about that. That was something else. That was a time.
Mm-hmm. Are you talking about Scarlet and Violet or Legends ZA?
Yeah, Scarlet and Violet. Legends
Okay.
ZA is I don't really count as the new generation. We're gonna talk about the new generation. Scarlet and Violet was not it.
Okay, all right. Nesquik, do you want to go ahead and say your thoughts?
I'm pretty excited for the direction that they're gonna head towards. As you know, we have a lot of mediums to play, like Pokemon games, and considering that we have a different medium to play with champions, I'm really seeing how it's gonna function without that aspect. Like, are we still gonna be able to play with other people? I'd imagine so. Regardless, though, I'm really excited. I think this is the first time in a while where I'm actually pretty excited for the starters. We are also Team Brout. We are Team Brout as well. I'm interested to see what the exploration for like the ocean will be, or like the skies even. I mean, as the name suggests, winds and waves. Like I'd have to imagine we're going place to place, island to island, or wherever we're gonna go.
All right. And Naz, do you want to go ahead and tell us your first impressions of the game?
I'm super excited. I actually do like the starters. I mean, at first, when I first saw them, there wasn't anything super special to them, to me. But I'm Team Gekwa, and that's the one I'm gonna pick. I am very interested to see the evolutions because last gen I was very upset with the final evolutions. And so I'm really hoping that this time they actually go in the right direction with those. I know a lot of people are upset with Gekwa and like hoping it doesn't turn into a whole quick Vault situation again. But fingers crossed. And also, going off what Nestor said about the mechanics, since it's winds and waves, I'm interested if they're going to how they're going to let us interact with the ocean, because it is a tropical thing. Because it's so centered around the beach, I feel like they should let us interact with the ocean, like swimming or surf, like from past games. And hopefully they do. I mean, it's still too early to tell like how the game's gonna be. We've only seen small snippets of it, but it looks promising, and I'm also very excited for the game.
All right. I'm gonna just say, I guess I'm the only Pombon fan here. First and foremost, I am going to be choosing the doggo. I'm also very excited, like everybody else is here. I'm very excited, mainly because this is the first time that it feels like Game Freak is really putting their whole foot into whatever they're making for Pokemon specifically, because it does feel like the space switch kind of held them back like a lot, right? And it was really kind of tiring defending the company. Not like defending, because obviously I'm gonna have my gripes where I'm gonna have my gripes. I'm not gonna defend them for fucking anything. But I was going to, like in certain regards where people are like kind of being unfair about the direction that the games are usually going. And I'm like, bro, it's gonna get better. Like it's gonna get better eventually. It just, we had to wait a long time, and we had to wait till Generation 10 for that eventually to actually come. But no, yeah, I'm super excited. I'm excited for the exploration of it all. It just looks like the scale of the game is extremely expansive, and I don't know how they're gonna go from Scarlet and Violet into Winds and Waves. So my next question for everybody, well, I guess, yeah, what is your guys' thoughts on the region's aesthetic? I know Naz kind of touched on that a little bit earlier, but I know that there are some people that are online that are saying they don't really particularly like the tropical setting. Like, we just had a Alola, Hoenn has a bunch of water too. Like, what's the big deal? Why we got to do this all over again? You know what I'm saying? But based on what we've seen, I mean, I feel like with islands, at least in my opinion, there's a lot of stuff that you can kind of do with an island. Like, you could have an island like with Alola be completely like what was it called? Pony Canyon? Is that what it was called, or something like that? There's like a whole desert-ish area. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could kind of just change each climate of each island if you really wanted to. So I feel like that point to me doesn't really matter. Now, obviously, if like the vibe isn't, really to your liking, I guess that's a different story. But I'm kind of okay with it being island themed. I feel like it gives us more reason to explore, especially since we just got off of Pokemon Legends ZA, which was strictly in a city. You couldn't really go anywhere else. And now we are pretty much strictly in nature. Nesquik, do you want to go ahead and follow up on that?
Yeah, no, 100% what you're saying. You hit pretty much every bullet point. One thing that I want to add is that it's like you said, we're not really restricted to the places necessarily. And then with it being on the Switch 2, only on the Switch 2, mind you, as well, they can lock in. We can see like the full capacity that we should be able to experience a Pokemon game. I'm interested to see how much we're able to actually explore for a lot of these places. Again, like, is underwater exploration going to be very expansive? Are we going to be able to like go into skies? How many like said places is there even going to be? One thing that is not fair with like the whole Alola and Hoenn thing, like minus the fact that it's like island or like water-esque, like those games are kind of like constrained in their own environments, whereas like this game, I mean, for one, it's on console, 2, it's on the Switch 2, and then 3, it's not being held back. So I think we could see a pretty good fully realized Pokemon game, but they just have to do it right.
Okay. All right. Naz, do you want to go ahead and give us some of your thoughts on the region aesthetic?
I actually like it a lot. I haven't seen anyone speak ill of it. I don't know if maybe I'm just not on the right side of social medias, but I also do like how it is open world, compared to ZA, where it is just one city. It felt very restricted. Also, the graphics look so much better compared to ZA, where we had those flat walls. Even the windows were just flat. There was not as much detail. Again, going off what Nesquik said, having having it on Switch 2 is probably going to be a big advantage to the graphics and the mechanics. And I think it's going to be a good experience. I'm excited, especially because maybe this is random, but I really like how they put so much detail into the oceans. You know, when you look at like ZA, the water graphics just aren't there.
Yeah.
But looking at this, they really put their time into making the ocean look beautiful and very realistic. I like it, and yeah.
Yeah. All right. Max, is there anything Ubre you want to talk about for the aesthetic of the game?
I think the aesthetic looks nice. Very, last time we had something tropical, it was a really good game. So kind of have high hopes, but nah, I'm just gonna go in there. No type of expectation. Just praying that they, deliver.
Okay, I get it. So usually from whenever we get new generational things, what's a good way to word this? Usually when a new generation comes out, there is something about that generation that stays permanent, right? So this is going to be kind of a two-parter question. Firstly, what do you want to see that we've seen so far, right? Be a permanent thing, whether it's like the graphic fidelity or just like the size of the maps. Like we really haven't seen that much for this question to be asked, but based on what we've seen, what would you want to be a staple in Pokemon from here on out? And the other part of the question would be, what would you want from older generations? I guess specifically Generation 9, but also we could go back to other generations also to return. I'm actually going to start with Ubre for this one specifically. You can answer it in whatever order you want.
To keep probably to keep like the graphics the same. Like when you look at Scarlet Violet compared to the Waves and Winds, it's like a night and day difference. I would pray, wish they keep that the same for like every game going on forward. And then to bring something back from a older game, it'd probably be regional forms.
Okay. I can see that.
Regional forms to give the older bonds that, because we're not doing stat spread redistribution. So just need to keep giving regional forms to spice things up.
Interesting. All right. Naz, I'm going to go throw it to you. Is there anything that you'd want to see come back from an older game that you've played? Or is there, or I guess, and also, is there anything that you've seen from this game that you hope stays permanent?
Well, again, we haven't seen much of the game, but something I would want to keep. Going back to ZA, I do like the catching mechanics of it. It's very different from Scarlet and Violet.
Right.
And I want them to keep it. Hopefully they do. Again, we just have to wait for the game to come out to see if they actually do let us keep it, because I think it's more realistic or interactive that way, as well as it not being turn-based. You can continuously attack and dodge.
Right.
So that's something I would want to keep. Something to bring back. I think something we haven't seen, or at least I haven't seen, is them allowing us to use surf in these like 3D worlds. Because when you look back into the older gens and the older games, they would let you surf with certain water type Pokemons and dive as well. And especially this being like a tropical theme with winds and waves, very centered around the ocean. I really hope they do let us ride the Pokemon, even though I've heard it's probably not going to happen. I would want them to let us have that experience.
Okay. Ness, quick, was there anything that you wanted to add?
Yes. So a lot of things that I want to come back. For one, the difficulty from like Black and White 2, I think they should 100% add that back. They need to have like it doesn't have to be a necessarily battle frontier, but somewhere along the lines of that, from Emerald, I would like them. I'm gonna take a page out of Naz. Like following Pokemon or like rideable Pokemon. It is 2026. We should be able to interact with our Pokemon a lot more. Um, they should obviously bring back all the quality of life stuff that we already have. They've only been getting better when it comes to like EV training your Pokemon, leveling them up, experience share. There's no reason for them to not bring back the obvious things, right? Um, raid battling or whatever they decide to do should be expanded upon. I think it should be way more interactive with friends. They, in my opinion, they did it pretty well in Sword and Shield. I mean, that's all I can throw on top of my head on the table. I don't know, maybe like, yeah, that's all I got for now.
Okay. I have a couple actually. So one thing, I mean, I know you said this earlier, but like Scarlet and Violet did a lot right, in my opinion. There's a lot of things that it did do good, but they just didn't execute them properly. Like being able to kind of fight whatever gym leader that you want is definitely something that I think they should bring back. The only issue is the way that they handled it was that you were not able to really do it in any way that you want, because if you go to the last gym leader, you're more than likely going to get smacked up because their Pokemon are like level 50 or 60, whatever the case may be. So you can't really do it in whatever order you want. They like I said, they give you that illusion of choice. I guess you can, but you kind of have like a path that we kind of made for you that you end up going on anyway. So what I want is, yeah, bring that back, but just make it to where all the levels scale, right? Like if I go and fight a gym leader from one island that I shouldn't even be at, just make it to where that level scales to my levels. So that way it does really feel like I could go anywhere. You know, now obviously certain story mission stuff can, you know, kind of happen at certain specific like static areas. So I can see that still being a thing. Like for example, let's say like something with like the evil team happens and you can't really avoid it, or you have to do it at a specific time, like after you get a certain amount of gym badges, that's 100% fine, right? But I just want at least the gyms, like if there's gonna be gyms, that's another thing too, if there's gonna be gyms, we don't know if there's gonna be gyms or not, to let us do them in any order, because like the anime has always shown us like a dude could be born in Snow Point City, fight, I forget the Snow Point gym leader's name actually. If y'all know what it is, go ahead and chime in whenever you want. But you could be born in Snow Point City and your first gym leader kind of has to be the Snow Point City gym leader, you know? So yeah, give me that. Something that I've seen in this trailer specifically that I'm actually a big fan of, I don't know if a lot of people have caught it, is that Pikachu can have a different stance when it battles. So it has like its regular idle walking animation, but when it's ready to battle, it gets in like a battle mode stance. And I hope that that is just something that they continue to do, because it does offer like a lot of dynamic just like personality to these Pokemon, because a lot of Pokemon recently haven't really been like super expressive, at least like some of the older guys coming back. Like the newer guys obviously kind of have like a lot of personality based on whatever new games that they're in, like in Scarlet and Violet, like Rellor or Orthworm, like yeah, they have the personality, but that's because they're made for that game. But some of the older guys just felt like, yeah, we just kind of put them in, you know, unless you're Pikachu or Eevee, you know. But like regardless, yeah, I hope they keep like that energy for every single Pokemon. Like I want every Pokemon to kind of have a battle stance. Lucario, Charizard. I know I'm naming all the peanut butter and jelly ones, but you know, like those guys definitely should at least have one. And then in terms of everything else, I mean, one big mechanic that I would like to see come back is definitely the secret bases. I know we've had them in Gen 4 and Gen 3 and, you know, kind of Gen 6, halfway Gen 6, but I do think it would make a lot more sense to bring those back also, just because this game feels so Hoenn to me. I don't know if it's just me, I don't know if y'all agree, but this game feels like there's like a lot of Hoenn mons. You see Wailord, you see Tailo, what other Pokemon am I thinking of? I forget. There's just a lot. Slugma, no, that's Gen 2, sorry, wait, what am I thinking of? Not Slugma. not Dusclops, Duskull. There you go. Sorry, I cannot think of his name. Duskull, Wingle, all these guys, like just Gen 3 Mons. Oh, Tropius was there too. Yeah, Tropius was in like one of the main ones. So it's like, it does feel like they could bring secret bases back in some way, shape, or form. Maybe not like a secret base, but maybe like a house that you own, or like a little club thing that you have that you could decorate. That's one thing from Pokemon that I've been begging to come back for every generation, but they just don't do it every single time, which is fine. They kind of did it in Gen 9, but it doesn't even really feel like it in Gen 9, I'm gonna be honest. But yeah, okay, so the next question that I have for you guys is, given the 5-year gap between Generation 9 and Generation 10, would you be okay if this was the new standard gap between new generations? I'm going to start with Ubre for this one. Is he talking?
No. Why I can't hear him?
I think he's...
Hello?
Oh, okay, there you go. Do you want to speak up a little bit more? Or disconnect and reconnect?
Can you hear me?
I think you're lagging a little bit. You might need to disconnect from your Wi-Fi or like something like that.
Bro.
Hear me?
Okay, I can hear you. Say it one more time.
Hello?
Yeah, we're able to hear you, bro.
Oh.
You're definitely lagging though, for sure.
Oh,
Wait, keep talking?
I was saying,
Go ahead. Yep.
the 5-year gap, no.
Oh.
Oh, I'm not really a fan of that, but go.
Okay, all right. We'll come back to you towards the end. Nest quick. 5-year gap from Gen 9 to Gen 10. Are you okay with there being another 5-year gap going into Generation 11, and that just being the norm from here on out?
This should 100% be the norm. I think they should take their time and let it brew up. There shouldn't be any reason for them to rush into things and create slop, have like a lot of people complain. There's always going to be complaints no matter what. You can't please everybody, right? But
Yeah.
that being said, I really do appreciate that they've done this. I will also say, this will be a topic for another time, right? But we do have some shoe-ins now with champions, depending on how that goes, right? I just think they should just generally take more time, and they shouldn't rush into anything. They gotta let it cook.
Yeah, I agree. Naz, how do you feel about a 5-year gap in between Pokemon generations?
I think I agree with Nestor. I think it should be the norm, because again, for them to have a 5-year gap, it allows them to focus more on the game, especially like the graphics, which is something people consistently complain about, especially looking back at Scarlet and Violet, you know, talking about how Game Freak is this big company and they release basically an unfinished game to the public, especially when it first released. So, and again, you know, people will complain no matter what, saying, oh, it's too long, but I would rather them, you know, work on their new game and actually put like effort and detail as we've seen in Winds and Waves. Like the difference between Scarlet and Violet and Winds and Waves is just night and day, you know?
Yeah.
Like looking at just the graphics alone, as well as the main characters. I like the main characters way more than Scarlet and Violet. Like not even just the outfit wise, but also like they looked more detailed, you know, like they put more work into them. And that actually like makes a big difference in my opinion. I'm actually excited to like, you know, like small things like that matter. So I think this should be the norm.
Okay. I also agree. Now I was gonna say I agree it should be the norm. I do want to ask Ubre one more time if he wants to try again to answer.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Yes.
I really don't. I don't know why I was tweaking, because I heard y'all perfectly fine and nothing was lagging on my side. But the 5-year gap, you know, maybe it's just crazy. But if it makes quality games, I'm down because the last 2 gens, nah, we can't be doing that. They're gonna take 5 years. So if they need 4 to 5 years to make a game, that's cool. But that's also a long. I mean, it's every decade we're only going to be two generations.
Is that an issue though?
I
Not an issue. It's just like
That's
you
usually how
know,
it is, anyways.
I do want to chime in really quick and
Go ahead,
preface
yeah.
that we are going in blind on this. We obviously don't like have the games in our hand, right? So all of this is just speculation. But
Right.
that being said, just based off of what we've already got with the trailer, I don't know. Like this is definitely the step in the right direction. Like if we have to wait. If I think another pro is not only waiting for the game, but like we could potentially see like more content and more like flavor for said game while we wait for like whatever they're batching up for the next generation.
I agree. So I was gonna say my take on this is 5 years is a very long time, right? I don't mind the 5 year gap, obviously, if we get better quality. The thing is, if we're getting the same amount of content with an extra year of development being added, I don't know how worth it that is. Right now, obviously, I would love my Pokemon games to look good, run good, have like good content. But if the content's only gonna last me like, okay, like realistically, I want to ask everybody here, even though I know Naz's answer, I want to ask everybody here, when it comes to Pokemon games, how long do you play them after beating them? Naz, you don't have to answer this one because you don't beat Pokemon games, but how long?
Hey,
sorry.
I'm working on it.
How long after you beat a Pokemon game do you guys continue to play it?
Not gonna lie, not really that long. After I beat said game, and then if I decide to go for the Pokédex, I tend to taper off quite a bit. I will say if I've locked in with like the battling aspect of the game, get into VGC a lot more, I could definitely see a lot more longevity. But a lot of the gripes that I have that I mentioned being like a completionist has to do with other reasons that I won't get into. But yeah, typically whenever I beat the game and then if I decide to go for the Pokédex, that's pretty much it. The initial, I would say roughly like 100 hours if I were to give you like directly an answer.
Okay, it's not that bad. Mac, what about you?
Shit, I don't really go for 100% Pokédexes.
I agree.
Replay, like after I beat the game, only game that I've actually like went and replayed, like finished it, and the rest of the game was Omega Ruby, and that's pretty much it. I don't really see me to play it after that because they don't really add anything after that.
Yeah, that's what my mindset is for Pokemon right now, at least. Like, I played Sword and Shield a good amount, but once I like got tired of said game, I was like, all right, well, I'm done. Like me waiting for this game, if I'm waiting like a whole almost 2 years basically, because more than likely there's a good chance that we don't see any news for this until next Pokemon Day. That's a huge possibility, right? If they want to release the game in November again. Us waiting the same amount of time that we waited for ZA to then have that same amount of playtime, I don't know. Like, I don't know how I felt after beating ZA. I think me knowing that DLC was coming later kind of made it a little bit worth it for me for like to wait the 2 year skip. And even without the DLC, I think it was still somewhat worth it because I was like, it's still a good game. I think the wait itself was somewhat worth it. But I think Pokemon games need to be able to immerse you like the same way that like Persona games do. In being an actual RPG, and I've said this multiple times. I'm like, yeah, people play Pokemon because they want to just catch them all, and that's it. They just want to catch with their little, not even catch them all. They just want to catch their little guys, battle with their little guys, play with their friends with their little guys, all that other stuff, and that's about it. That's about it. They don't want to really do too much else. But when it comes to like like every other game. Like I've seen people put like 200, 300 hours in Persona 5. Base Persona 5, not even Royal, bro. They replay that game so many times, and I'm like, when Nestor's like, okay, I played, like my average is 100 hours for Pokemon. I'm not gonna lie to you, that's like kind of low for a JRPG. Like I know 100 hours is good for like base story completion, but like side quests and like extra post game stuff and like replayability. My bad, sorry, I hit my mic. Replayability and all that too. I feel like it should be like with Pokemon specifically, like catching them all and all that too, bro. Like we should be clocking in like 200, 300 something hours. You know, like it should be like immersive. Like they need to give us that much content. So I guess to end this topic off, in terms of like whether it's worth it or not, at least for me, it's worth it if it has the content there. If it's gonna be the same amount of length for ZA, then I'm good off that. And yeah,
I don't want to go too much off the rails, but one thing that's an easy remedy would be just give us like a new game plus. Please.
New game plus for Pokemon is interesting though, because how do you do that? Do you just you're not able to use your Pokemon until like later? Like all the Pokemon that you caught in the base game?
A new game plus, the way I would handle it, you keep everything that you already have in your box, right? But then like you go back and, just for the sake of example, you go back Gym 1 Brock and you fight like new game plus Brock, where like he's just completely stacked, right? He's got his Steelix, he's got the Golem on deck, he's got Sand Slash.
So your
they
end
just
game
need to
team,
do it, bro. They are behind.
No, I get
was
that.
gonna say like, I was gonna say, you know, make it harder as in like, you know, make it tap into like competitive, make you know, see like what competitive sets that, you know, people run, you know, ask like certain players. They could, to make like a new game plus, they could ask like competitive players inputs of what to do, like what sets to run. They can make fucking gym battles, fucking double battles to make it even more interesting. So now that the AI is smarter, it has better Pokemon optimal sets, and it's a double battle, so you can't even try to cheese it because there's two mons that could probably kill you.
Yeah, if they do like a Battle Frontier-esque, like in modern day, they really just have to lock in.
Could you imagine
the
a gym
thing
with
is
fairy type and its Flutter main?
No, I know. I was gonna say the thing with the competitive aspect though is that we have champions now, which is gonna have to be a different topic for another day, right? But
Yeah.
I feel like the fact that they're moving forward with VGC being in champions specifically means that that's gonna be like an extra thing they strip off. Like okay, like I guess we could talk about this. I didn't have this written down as one of my questions. How do you think that online battling is going to be in this game? Because the way I saw it before was that the reason why we got ZA with the battle style that it has was so that way that could be like a test. Like I always saw Legends games as being like a test for the next mainline game, but then we never got the caching for the Legends games in Scarlet and Violet. So I'm worried if it's gonna actually show up in Winds and Waves. But yeah, like, do you think that we're gonna get like Wi-Fi battles on Winds and Waves, or do you think it's just gonna immediately have Pokemon Home connectivity, or do you think they're gonna make us wait like another 6 months for Pokemon Home, but we could still do Wi-Fi battles in Winds and Waves? But then, you know, what do y'all think is gonna end up being the case?
I like to take this one respectfully.
Go ahead.
So, I believe that they might ditch Wi-Fi battling altogether and then just focus on raids. Or, as I mentioned, this doesn't have to do with battling, but if they just release like some type of mode for Battle Frontier, like whatever we had in Sword and Shield at post game, that could probably hold it down too, but it just depends on how they go about it. They do really like these formats where it's just exclusive to said game. I mean, look, we have ZA as a benchmark for how these games are played. Like it plays completely different from how we traditionally do. I'm just not too confident that they will do battling.
Okay.
Also for Pokemon Home connectivity, let's be so for real. They're gonna lag behind. I can feel it from a mile away.
It's kind of making me mad too because not trying to talk about Champions too much, but Champions, they already said that we're gonna get a link between those two immediately with Home and Champions. So it's like, so you guys can do that there. So that what's the reasoning why we cannot do that any other time? You know, like I don't know if there's like a development, like an internal thing that goes on with in Game Freak where it's like, okay, home connectivity is going to take X amount of time every time there's a new game because there's a whole bunch of new code that has to be like sort of rewritten for specific Pokemon. If that's the case, then like delay the game enough to where it's like, okay, I know why they don't want us to have Pokemon Home on day one. It makes sense because they don't want us just transferring guys in and to just skip through the entire game. Because that's what I did with Oraz. Like Oraz, I didn't do that with Oraz exactly. I traded in like Froakie and Chimchar though. So I had Trico, Chimchar and Froakie as my starters. So I know exactly the reason why they're not gonna have it day one. But like shit, like we have to wait 6 months each time. You really don't want people fucking like trading themselves their starters every single time, bro? Like, come on.
It should at least be a month. I think
Right.
a month is perfectly okay.
Yeah, a month at least. Like if we're gonna get DLC, we need to have home connectivity before the DLC comes out, or at least the day of. Naz, did you want to say anything?
Oh. I was gonna just say agree with Nestor that I really don't think they are going to have Wi-Fi battles because again, they're mainly what this game is about is story based, and world exploring. You know, it's not. I don't think they're gonna put an emphasis on battles. Again, I think you're just gonna have to wait for it home, sort of like a Legends DA type of situation.
Right.
Because again, what they want is for you to be immersed in the game. They don't want you to make this about online battles. You know what I'm saying? So that's my opinion. That I really don't think they're going to put that into the game.
Well, I agree.
Otherwise, I think they would have mentioned it at some point or other. Or I guess we'll just have to wait for the next Pokemon Day to see. But I really don't think you guys should, nor should anybody else expect it to be in Winds and Waves.
I was gonna say the opposite. I think we're gonna get battles, like Wi-Fi battles for sure. I feel like that's like a key component to Pokemon ever since like Generation 4. Like since Gen 4, we've had ways to fight our friends because that's the whole thing. Like with Pokemon is catching, battling, and trading, right? If you take out the battling aspect with your friends, that's kind of ass, right? And if you make it to where I can't battle with my team online, it's also kind of mid, you know, gameplay wise. I feel like that would actually take away a lot for some people because some people love to build their teams in Scarlet and Violet, and then, you know, they make content off of their Wi-Fi battles and all that stuff. I think it's just not gonna be a staple. You know, I feel like we're gonna get like the same level of Wi-Fi battles. We're just not gonna get any VGC support, like actual competitive support within mainline Pokemon games. I think we're gonna still get Wi-Fi battles. Like there might still be like a rank system like how ZA is. Not like Battle Royale, although it could be. But I do think that there is a opportunity for them. Because like I said, like if you want people to play this game, you need to give them content. And Wi-Fi battles are content. You know? I feel like that's kind of, you know, cut and dry. But yeah, moving on though. I want to go.
What about Ubre? Yeah.
Did I skip him?
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't. You're right to skip me. I don't play online battles. I am strictly in my own realm.
Okay, but what do you think though? Do you think that they would like keep it though?
No opinion.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead. I might have to make sure okay, 42. Give me a second.
Yeah, I have no opinion on that.
I should have had this posted already. in the chat. Oh,
Damn.
I'm editing this out. Don't worry, I'm editing all this out.
No, I know.
I'm gonna find this right now.
This
Yeah,
man's known to be like, he's gonna see the video. Why didn't you text me, bro?
Bro,
It says he's listening to Spotify.
If
Yeah,
that
he's
happened,
either in his
just
car.
reply and say LOL.
Oh god.
Be like, oh, I just got back.
Okay.
Hit him with the snow class. He'd be like, what'd you say?
All right, hold on, because I'm gonna cut out the 42. Okay, we got 5, 7, 6.
Oh my god damn.
All right, so I just posted this in the general chat, in the Discord. I'll put this up on for visual for like the video guys that are watching the video of the podcast episode. This is I don't know what this is actually, but this is a logo that was shown on the Japanese logo for Pokemon Winds and Waves. And you know, usually whenever there's something like that, that's gonna show our gimmick of the games. Right? We have
Is that a
Mega
battle
Stones.
type?
Yeah, we have no clue. I wanted to get everybody's theories because, like I said, this is usually a gimmick that we get for each logo. We've had it for Sword and Shield. We've had it for Scarlet and Violet, Sun and Moon, and X and Y. So since Gen 6, we've had this. So I want to know. Actually, I think even Gen 5 had something that had something to do with the DNA splicers for the Japanese one specifically.
I thought it was the power gems.
No. I'm talking about like for Black 2, White 2, they had like a DNA splicer, I think, in the Japanese logo.
I was like, you can't really count a mechanic for only like 3 Pokemon as like a mechanic.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. I think that's like the only other one that I would say. So my question is, I guess I'm actually curious. I'm gonna start off with Naz first. What do you think, if you could theorize a gimmick based off of this picture, what would you think it would be? Or do you want me to skip you?
Wait, where's the picture? Did you send it?
In the general chat for the Discord.
Why do I not see it? You know what, can you come back to me?
I must just DM it to you then. Golly. Okay, next quick. Go ahead. Based off of what you saw.
I gotta think. Skip me.
Okay. Mac?
Bro, this can be like Mega Z moves. Nah, I'm playing. It probably could be Mega Z moves. It probably could. They could introduce Mega Z moves. This could be like, what the fuck could they? Everybody get like a fusion thing because it's like it's a rainbow.
I mean, I was thinking rainbow is like what? All the colors of the rainbow are in Pokemon in some way, shape, or form.
Are we about to get fucking terrestrialized like 2.0?
I don't think so. I see
It'd be nasty.
You know, Max might be onto something.
I don't think that's the case. Although I do think types would have something to do with it. I heard somebody saying that like what happens in rainbow, or like what causes rainbows, rain and sunshine. I heard somebody saying that could be like weather based.
What if this is like our legendaries? Like this is the hint for like our legendaries.
It could be that too. So I saw somebody say that it looks like the rings that are around y'all don't watch One Piece, but whenever there's like an awakened zone, One Piece, like a Devil Fruit user, they have like the clouds around them, you know, like around their shoulders and shit. I don't know if you've seen that. Like for Luffy, for Gear 5 Luffy, you know, like that big ring that he has around his like his shit. It happens in a lot of like Japanese mythology.
What you're saying is that like if they awaken, they would have like a certain like a feature to them.
I don't know. I mean, that's what I saw somebody put on Twitter. If I could find the tweet, I'll post it in post, obviously. But I don't know, man. I genuinely have no clue. I was gonna say we've had types be altered. We've had stats be altered. We've had HP be altered specifically, I guess, for the Gigantamax, and moves, and then moves be altered as well. So I'm wondering if I've heard some people say like,
what if this is like terrain altering?
terrain,
Or
like
like,
specifically.
or like where they start introducing like different types of terrain based off like
Okay.
for the Pokemon. Because it's like it's kind of like a tropical thing.
Can I
So
take it one step
it's
further?
what?
What if they do domain expansions for specific Pokemon? like you pop
Oh
off.
man,
So every Pokemon gets like a pop off move where it's
bro
like
with the
domain
fucking
expansion.
domain.
And then the domain expansion is basically a terrain, but like powered up like by a lot.
Hey, that means that we'd have fucking domain clashes. Holy
Right,
shit.
exactly. Well, because that's basically what it is with terrains, anyways. It's like one terrain or the more new terrain would override the old one if they
But
wanted to
like
do something like that.
I feel like if they're gonna do domains, that means they would have to have both up to like make it fair.
Maybe I could see that. Because like I said, we've had things that have adjusted the Pokemon so much, but we've never seen anything that adjusted the environment, which is like also another thing too. Like we've seen that with in this game, the environment seems to be like a very big
Factor.
factor in the game. Yeah, just like you have islands, water, all that shit.
What
You
if
can
like
control
what if
that.
domain can like what if domains can cancel out like terrains?
That would probably be what it is. Like, yeah, you cannot put a terrain up while that domain is active or something. And then each
how to kill Miraidon. Okay.
yeah, everybody gets a simple domain, right? But then there are certain Pokemon that get like very specific domains, and they'll
The
be
legendaries.
like the legendaries. I would even say the starters. Like let's say like
Probably the
Pombon,
pseudo.
yeah, like the pseudo, just anybody. Because honestly, they like
Ooh.
whatever Pokemon they want. They can also give older guys one. Pikachu would probably get a domain expansion called Ketchup Zone
Oh my
or
god.
something like that.
Please stop. We
The
don't
ketchup
need this
zone.
man getting anything else, bro.
Pikachu's the mascot. He's allowed to get whatever he wants. I could see you arguing about Charizard, but Pikachu gonna get what he gets, bro. He got a Mega basically with Mega Raichu.
Charizard's about to have like a hell domain where fire attacks are boosted by like 70%.
You know, I think this is a bad idea. We should not have this at the game. Nesco, did you think about a mechanic yet or no?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
So at this point I don't think this one is happening, but it's worth mentioning, and you guys already did mention it, and that's fusing. Fusing is one of the few things fans have always asked for. We don't know how it would fundamentally work. Like, I don't think they would just go Pokemon A and Pokemon B and then they just combine like the base stat total, or like they gave like the one primary type and then the other like secondary type. Just some type of fusion would be cool, but I don't think they're gonna do it in this game. Some type of role shift. So like mid fight, I think this will work more so as an ability. We already see like Aegislash have something like this, where like, you know, you could be a glass cannon and then like roll shift allows you to just get in gear and then tank any attack that you need to, like in a pinch, like just reverting your stats. I think something in along the lines of Sword and Shield would have took advantage of something like this. I don't think they would do this either. I was literally gonna say domain also, like as soon as you mentioned it at the same time. Battle Bond would be pretty cool as an ability.
Hell nah. No.
Sorry.
There's also like, how do I explain this? Like an ability awakening.
I can see that
so
too.
For example, Intimidate would awaken to like, I don't know, dominance, and then now you gain the ability where you could lower special attack upon awakening, like X ability, or like Levitate can levitate
Mm.
can awaken to gravity or something like that.
So you're saying like
I
some
don't
ultimate
know.
alien shit,
Yeah,
like
that. I'm trying to pick up the scraps right now.
I mean, I feel like Gen
Man,
5 did
I'm
the
crying,
hidden
bro.
ability gimmick, unironically. That's like the one gimmick from
Gen
Gen 5
5
that's actually still there.
introduced like hidden abilities, but these would be not necessarily like abilities you can choose on a whim, but like intimidate, like mid battle would turn into like what I just said, like dominance and like
Dude,
the lower
you just
special
made me
attack.
cry. You just made me cry, bro. I'm like, when you said Battle Bond, I just immediately thought of a Battle Bond Pikachu, and I'm like, oh, would just be something else, bro. What if it's like, what if they start introducing Pokemon with two abilities, kind of like fucking Calyrex, Shadow Rider, and Ice Rider?
I was gonna bring up, because this is a thing in like other games. So I had a comment. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and try to scroll and find that real quick because I just now remembered it. But it was a very good comment on one of my initial thoughts videos for Winds and Waves. If I could find it. Sorry. Okay. She said, I hope we get the dynamicism of the Dragon Quest games for the traditional battles. It'll be devastating if Gen 10 reverts to the same monotonous jank of Scarlet and Violet. Turn-based does not mean slow and pedestrian as Dragon Quest have exhibited over the years. So I was gonna say, with Champions seemingly being where all the original gameplay stuff will stay, like at least for competitive battling, I kind of agree with this. Let me read their name out just so I could give a shout out real quick. Bubbles Chica. They said, like, I'm gonna kind of agree with them because in my head, if Champions is just gonna have all the OG stuff, we can experiment now. You know, I feel like Gen 10, this is our first double-digit generation. I feel like they have the opportunity to really go further beyond now with the gameplay stuff. Like obviously we saw better graphics, but better graphics doesn't make better games. And I've said this a whole bunch of times. Like that was like one of the things I used to say to defend Pokemon. I'm like, hey man, even though the game's graphics look like dog shit, like at least the game's fun. And even though that is true, I still am gonna hold it to that. It's like, all right, well, what else are you gonna add? I feel like, yeah, going in developing the Pokemon battle style in general, and then also adding on another gimmick could be a huge gameplay change. Cause like, I do feel like ZA, I felt like I was bad at the game at the beginning. And I think you're supposed to feel like you're bad at the game, you know? Like, you're not really super used to the ATB battling unless like you got to play a demo of it. And even if you didn't, it's not something that you could 100% get used to. You know what I'm saying? With the whole dodging. I don't even know if people know that you could actually just dodge like with your Pokemon out of the way. Like you could move your Pokemon out of the way. You don't have to sit still, you know? So I do think that if they could just take that same level of creativity with the battle system and just innovate and just change up the whole formula like they're doing constantly, like with the time gap between each generation, with how we had no gyms in Alola. Pikachu's able to wear clothes now. For a long time, Pikachu couldn't even wear clothes, like just hats in Smash Brothers, and that was it. So like, you know, I feel like they could definitely push the envelope a little bit more, you know.
Gen 6 Pikas would like to know your location.
Hey man. I meant before that. Okay, let me see. The next question I do have.
What about me?
Wait, did I ask something for the gimmick? You said that you didn't want to. You weren't saying anything with the gimmick. Okay, go ahead. What do you think that the gimmick would be?
Well, I was waiting for you guys to finish. Man, you are not a good podcast host. Forgetting about people.
I'm sorry. I thought you didn't want to say anything. Go ahead.
Well, you guys be yapping. Anyways, well, I was gonna say maybe this is far-fetched. Other than like maybe controlling maybe a weather mechanic, but other than that, all I got is we have not seen the legendary Pokemon. And when you look at the logo of Wind and Waves, it has the rainbow effect behind it.
Okay.
So I think it could be again hinting towards the legendary Pokemon. Because again, has the loop that you mentioned before
Right.
that anime characters have.
Or
So
specifically
it
One
could
Piece, but
maybe
yeah.
be a hint. Yeah. Yeah.
I can kind of see that.
Because it wouldn't be crazy for them to kind of hint the legendary
Oh,
Pokemon.
I found the tweet. It's called a Hagoromo. I'm gonna bookmark that just so I can remember. I'm stumped. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little stumped. I feel like we usually don't know what the gimmick is until like they tell us what the professor studies. You know? One thing that I remember this is like an old channel. I think that got deleted. But I had a video about where I guessed I tried to predict Sun and Moon's gimmick, and I pretty much got it right. I was like, well, the professor gets hit by Pokemon moves all the time, and he's like fascinated by Pokemon's moves. That's really weird that they keep talking about the professor loving Pokemon moves, and we're not seeing anything else. I think like the gimmick might be Pokemon moves. I could have just said that, but I was way worse at talking back then, so I kind of went around in like circles multiple times. But yeah, we did end up getting Z moves. I tried looking at stuff. There's not a whole lot that we could kind of decipher right now, besides the fact that they do talk about nature and stuff, which makes me think, yeah, this might just be a nature gimmick, like maybe weather based or terrain based or domain based or whatever. But I would love fusions. I feel like fusions need to eventually come. Eventually. Okay, now time for the next question. I'm sorry. Is there anything that this game could do that would prevent you from buying it?
Making the starter Pokemon bipedal.
Okay, all right. I need you to calm down.
No, I'm just kidding. That wouldn't make me.
Difficult question.
Because I know that there are some people that are like, hey, I'm not gonna buy this game because it looks bad. And I'm like, okay, how do you know it looks bad? Like people were saying that ZA looked bad before it even came out. I'm like, well, have y'all played it? And they're like, no.
I mean,
And it's like,
people
well,
are
how are
going
you
to
gonna
complain
say?
either way. I mean, I'm sure when the price comes out, people are going to complain as well.
Oh, 100%. It's probably gonna be $80. That's not even a question I'm putting on here. I'm assuming it's $80, but I don't know if y'all think it's gonna be more or less.
Probably. I mean, it's going to be
Anybody else?
2027. It'll probably be like $90.
No, definitely not. Oh, if it's $90, you know what, all right, that's it. That's probably what it is. I think $90 for a Pokemon game is doing too much, and I think that's probably where I'll stop. No matter how good this game looks, I don't think I could spend $90 comfortably at all.
Oh, can I say something I really don't want them to do is a membership based
Dude, yeah.
block, because I know a lot of games do that where it's like, oh, you have to buy the. I mean, I have the Nintendo Online membership, which is whatever. I think most people have that. But let's say they were to introduce something like that into this game for the future games or whatever, or something like that. Just like something blocked by,
A paywall.
a paywall, yeah. Then I think that would deter me from buying the game.
You know, I was really stuck on this answer at first, but Uber and I, like, we looked at each other right now, and we already know our answers. So, if they do some type of, Nas kind of already said it, but if they do some type of live service in this game, no way.
Now,
bro.
if you're on arrange, if you go down to the bottom, you'll actually see the dimensions or the
that makes me
ratio
question.
of this
If
image.
it's
You can do this with any type of.
sorry?
Hold on a minute.
Yeah, hello?
Hold on. Sorry. Brave just started playing a completely different video. Hold on.
Oh.
Holy shit. That's so funny. Okay, my bad. Sorry.
I was gonna ask. Hold on. Are we good now?
Yeah, go ahead. My bad.
Okay, I was gonna ask, would you guys care if it was if the game's time was matched to the time zone that you are in? So if you play at night, the game is also set at nighttime.
Oh.
I think that's pretty normal. I don't find
I was gonna say, I don't think I care that much.
Okay. I know some people don't like it.
a lot of people really finesse with the time, like going into system settings anyways, and like disabling their local time.
Oh
So they
yeah.
could, get like Pokemon Day 1, or like they could jump into like some events and all that.
Okay.
Uber, is there anything? I mean, you said you guys said live service before. I do have a question though. I do have a
Okay.
question though.
What?
Let's say, do you think that Scarlet and Violet is live service?
Okay, I just think I hate when they lock like they know competitive players need to have a certain Pokemon, and they lock that one Pokemon behind fucking DLC. I don't like that. I really don't. I think it's stupid. Like imagine you're like just now getting into competitive, you're getting good, and then you gotta go back through all these fucking games just to get one fucking Pokemon.
I mean, well, yeah, but like, this isn't going to be a competitive game, though, from what we
But
understand.
I'm just saying.
Maybe whenever
Like,
whenever home becomes accessible, right? And then you will
Right.
need to like transfer like a Winds and Waves Pokemon that you got potentially from a DLC into like Champions. I know that it sounds like obvious, like, oh well, I mean, you automatically pay Winds and Waves, like just connect the dots, right? Like you're like one person who's played the game will have, and the other that didn't won't, right? But some people function that way.
Yeah.
Oh, something I don't like that they do sometimes
Okay.
is you can only acquire certain Pokemon or certain versions of Pokemon if you do
Bro.
in-game trading.
the kid
with a
version of
friend.
me, the kid version of me agrees with you because I remember fucking trying to complete the Unova Dex and I could not get certain fucking Pokemon because it was on the other fucking version.
Yeah, that's what bothered me as a kid too.
But that's just the way that the game
I
is
think-
built from the ground
yeah,
up, though, right?
Yeah, I
like,
think Pokemon has always been like that. That's like their
And man, that's
get
what
some
I actually
friends,
play.
buddy.
No, that's what I actually
Some of us
play
don't
Candy
have
Crush.
friends, okay?
I ain't say all that, but
But yeah, I don't mind them doing like a battle pass S thing if it's not gonna like what Uber said. Like if the battle pass contains like this shiny special Pokemon that's only accessible there, then that's a red flag. But obviously, Game Freak, look me in the eye. They're not gonna do that. They probably would lock, cosmetics. Actually, that's pretty much it.
I was gonna say though, but like, do you consider Scarlet and Violet a live service game?
No, I wouldn't say so.
'Cause I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure that's the only way it would be live service, because live service to me is like a game that's constantly getting like live updates. Like I know, like obviously, like live service now is like the definition is kind of different.
It's
Like I
your
would say
Fortnite,
Street Fighter 6 is live service, right? Because it's
Yeah.
getting updates constantly and it's getting DLC and stuff, right? I feel like Pokemon is kind of live service with Scarlet and Violet because they keep getting those raids. They keep getting those what are those things? The outbreaks. They have mass outbreaks every once in a while, and they're not paid. They're just free events that you can play on the game. Now, whether they're interesting or not is up to the person playing the game. But those are technically live service things. They just don't have battle passes and all that. But I get what you guys are saying. You're talking about like hiding Pokemon and items and Mega Evolutions behind like a battle pass.
Yes.
I remember Uber was getting mad about the ZA thing where the Mega Stones were hidden behind playing online.
That was literally nothing.
Yeah, I was gonna
okay,
say because
I didn't know it was like that. But before, like when you look at it beforehand, it's like, bro, what the fuck?
no, but they even told us beforehand what it was. Like they said straight
See
up,
how
like,
that
look, all you gotta do is get to a certain rank in ranked, and you're good. And I was like, well,
Not
whether
even
they're
joking. If you win the first battle, I think you get the Mega Evolution.
oh yeah, now
Maybe
yeah.
like 2 battles.
I think not the newest one, like, because the newest one you got to do like maybe 3 or 4. But you also have to. It depends on how good you are or how many mons you knocked out. But like, it wasn't that bad. I don't think. What happened?
No, bro, it's something else.
All right, well, let's go ahead and get
He's
into
not paying
the
attention to the podcast.
next question. How big do you think the Pokedex will be, and how big do you want it to be? Now, I'm talking about in terms of Pokedex. I mean, like new Pokemon. Like, how many new Pokemon do you think that they're gonna add? I guess I should have worded that a little differently, huh? Okay, how many Pokemon do you think that they're gonna add, and how many Pokemon do you want them to add? I'm gonna start with Naz. Okay, go ahead.
I started yapping anyways, but I mean, it's a tropical theme, so but they already have so much like so many like water type Pokemon that are inspired from real life, like marine life. So it makes me wonder how much more can they do without it being too repetitive.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they do introduce Pokemon for this game, it's mainly going to be marine life inspired Pokemon. You know what I mean? So
I guess.
I feel like, I mean, because I mean, what else can they do for winds other than mythological flying creatures and birds? You know?
I mean, it doesn't have to.
Which
be
we
like
already
that,
have
though.
a ton of. I know that is true. That is true. But I'm just saying, that's what I would imagine they're going to do, or it's more likely. But I think they'll probably introduce. I think that. I hope they do more dual type Pokemon, more than single type Pokemon. So maybe at least we could get like, I don't know. How many did Scarlet and Violet get?
You talking about how many dual type Pokemon?
Oh wait.
How many dual type Pokemon, or just Pokemon in general? 'Cause
No,
I'm
it's just
asking
like just Pokemon in general.
Oh,
They got with DLC, it's like 120 or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, then about like maybe like 100, but that's what I think.
That's how much
I
you
would
think, or
like
how
to see
much
more
you
dual
want?
type though. At least I would want at least.
At least 100. Okay. All right. Next, quick. How many Pokemon do you think that we're gonna see, and how many Pokemon would you want to see like added in?
I think we're gonna see somewhere in the ballpark of the 90s range, and then ideally I would want like 100, so not really like that much farther off. One thing that I want to come back with the mentioning of Pokemon would be like national decks, but I think that's a coping dream at this point. We've gone 2 generations where that hasn't been a thing, and like they selectively bring back specific Pokemon and not all of them. So maybe for, you know, since this is the 10th generation of Pokemon, they can bend the rules this one time.
All right. Actually, I'll tag on actually before I get to Ubre. I'm just gonna be honest. I don't think they're gonna ever do national decks again for a couple reasons. Like, now that they can do less, like include less Pokemon into certain games, I feel like it's just within their best interests to just not include every single one, because there's gonna be more and more and more, right? And I don't know if you guys have seen like all the extra little animations, because all these Pokemon are remodeled. Like, again, like they keep remodeling all these guys every single time, but they have like new textures. They have like individual thing, like Tangela's vines just like move individually now, and I'm like, well, that's crazy. You know, that Slugma glows. You know, I'm like, well, that's crazy. So I do think that we're never going to see it again. But like I said before, like what other people were saying before, when Sword and Shield came out, they were mad that it didn't have all the Pokemon, and their excuse as to the reason why they didn't have all the Pokemon was because they were trying to make the animations better. But then a lot of those animations were kind of the same boo-boo butter animations that we've had for those past 2 years in 3D anyway. So, in terms of Pokemon and how many I want to see, I'm gonna be honest. I want to see like 130, like over 100. I want 100 extra new guys because we're at 1025 right now, right? If we get 100 more, we could get to 1125, and I think we definitely will get to that. And then if we add like at least 25 more, we can get to 1150, and that's just like a nice even number. I want it to be like a nice even number when we end off Generation 10, whether that's with the DLC or not. And if they want to make it like add 5 more, also you could, make it 1155, whatever. But I think 130 would be a nice sweet spot because it's like a little bit more than Scarlet and Violet. But what I think we're gonna get
ranges.
Right, yeah, exactly. Oh, I don't think we're gonna get that many though. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like we're gonna probably get like 100 because I do think Naz is right.
We got a lot was Gen 5.
Mm-hmm.
Can you guess how many Pokemon we got in Gen 5? I know it's like, oh well, they were trying to reboot, guys.
Yeah, it was like 152 or
156, I think.
6. That's what it was. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Mac, do you want to go ahead?
I think they're gonna just give it the same amount as Gen 5.
You know, 150 or 156?
156 or like try to make it try to like 160.
160 new guys would be crazy.
That's quite a bit.
Cause like,
hell yeah, bro, we need new toys to play with, bro.
we're gonna get new toys. I don't know about 160 new toys though.
We
'cause
need
if you
a
include
lot,
new
bro.
forms that we've gotten in other games, that
I
kind
don't know.
of
I'm talking
balances
like
it out a little
I'm
bit.
talking about just we can't include the. Do they include the forms into the Pokédex?
No, they don't. But I'm just saying, like, if you want to include those are new designs, which are kind of new ways to play with those guys.
I mean, bro, they've had 5 years to develop, so 160 wouldn't be too far fetched.
But we also have to think about it from a different perspective. Also, like, is that really worth more development time making more Pokemon? Which I mean, like, I get it.
Yes.
Yeah, the more Pokemon, the merrier. But I don't think catching more guys is better content. Like, I know everybody's like, oh, I want the national decks back, but realistically, if I got to do the national decks, I'm never doing it. I'm never completing it. Like, I'm dead. It's never getting done ever, because 1,000 Pokemon to fill up, I'm good, bro. I'm good.
You'll be all right, bro.
But I don't know. 160 seems like a little bit much. I think 130 is like a good spot. I think it's good. All right.
Hey man, what I think that shit at, bro. You already know my answer from the screen. 250 Pokemon, bro.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah. Okay. This is one of the last questions. How many hours do you want the base game to take? This is kind of something that we talked about a little bit earlier in the show, but how long do you want the game to be? Like, this is our 10th generation, 30th anniversary game, even though it's coming out in the 31st anniversary, but whatever. It is the 30th anniversary project though. How long would you want it to be?
70 hours.
For the base game?
Yes.
You wanna?
Well, how much were you thinking?
No, well, 70's not that far off from what I was thinking, but I'm just surprised that you actually said 70.
I was thinking about like 90.
Oh.
90 hours.
For
For the base game. I'm talking about, let me reiterate.
By the way,
The base game, like no side quests, no you just running around catching Pokemon. Yeah, I'm talking about
90
like,
hours, nigga. You're gonna be stuck at the 3rd gen by the fucking hour 40.
I'm saying, I'm like, well, so I'm like, okay, base game. How many hours do you want the base game to be? Just gym leaders to complete everything, get the whatever ending, whatever.
Sorry, I thought you meant like including side
40?
quests.
Do you want me to? I was gonna say, do you? Yeah, not including side quests. That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, base game. We can add on more. You said 40?
Yeah.
I would say most Pokemon games are in the 35 to 40 range.
Because you said without quests, the little quests sometimes take a while.
Yeah. So Uber said
Yeah,
40.
40 to 50.
Okay, and then Nesquik.
I do want it to be relatively long. Typically, on average, a Pokemon game, for base game anyways, is not really that long though, right? Like, how
Yeah.
long was Scarlet and Violet in terms of base game?
I would say, I mean, if you're rushing through it, you could probably beat it in like 15 hours. Probably less than
You
that.
speed run it.
Yeah, I mean, okay, speed running it, you could probably get it done way faster. But if you're just like rushing through it, you can probably get it done in 15.
But on average, like,
It's probably
you know,
like 30,
I
maybe
want
35.
I really want this game to be really ambitious. I want like 100 hours.
Okay, so he wants the Persona levels. Okay. I'm not in disagreement with you. I was gonna say 60. So when he said 70, I'm like, what the hell?
It's pretty good.
I think 60 is a good benchmark, mainly because I mean, even then, base Pokemon games really aren't long. Like I said, if you want to rush through it,
Quite short.
yeah, you could. But I think I'm on the same path where it's like, I've heard how people talked about XD Gales of Darkness in Coliseum and how they're like just like Final Fantasy versions of Pokemon and all that. And I kind of want that for just base Pokemon now, where it's like, I want the game story to be so enticing and so ambitious that it gets you wrapped up. I want the characters to, I want to be able to cry to a Pokemon game again. The last time I cried to a Pokemon game was when I was like 11 years old playing Pokemon Explores the Sky, Mystery Dungeons Explores the Sky. That was a
You can't be serious.
Well, I was a child, and you don't know what happened in that game. It was very sad, actually. It was very sad. Yeah, I don't think there's any Pokemon game that had that much of an emotional connection with me, even at that young of an age. Like there's been, I played Black and White. I was never sad when I heard End's theme. But Explores the Sky, I cried.
I was sad when I found out what happened to my nigga N, bro.
I mean, yeah, and what happened in the end was sad, but I didn't cry. I want this game to have the craziest story for a Pokemon game ever. Like genuinely, I want them to go all out. So that's why I'm saying 60. I think 60 is good enough for the kiddies, because you know the kiddos are gonna like not gonna try to play this shit for too long, bro. Let's be honest. Like let's give it a break. I mean, yeah, they would love to play the game for as long as possible, of course. But the way that Pokemon scales their levels and all that, and like the story stuff, I don't think it's gonna be a good idea if they just make it 100 hours, bro. Like what would a 100-hour Pokemon game even look like towards the end? Like what level would you be? 80, 90?
Like, nigga, 100 hours, you should be like damn near bored, like 90.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, I don't mind that. I wouldn't mind ending the game at level 90 to 100, actually. That wouldn't be that bad. But I don't know. We usually end the games off at like 60. That would be nice if they did expand it a little bit more.
Wait, can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you done with all your questions?
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all of them, yeah.
Okay, I'm just curious about what you guys think. Do you guys think the starter Pokemon will be bipedal in their final evolutions?
What does that even mean?
Standing on two
Like
legs.
they stand on 2 feet, yeah. Like how Quaquaval,
It's a
Meowscarada.
duck. It's a
Is it
duck.
critical?
It has to be bipedal, man.
Sorry, that was a bad example. I meant like Meowscarada as an example. Litten is an example. How it becomes Incineroar. What's another example? Tepig. That becomes Emboar.
Tepig into Emboar, yeah. And then
Yeah.
the opposite is Oshawott into Samurott. The dog's gonna stand up, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going Brow, right? Like Brow has to stand up, right?
Yeah,
How
it's a fucking
else?
bird, yeah.
It doesn't.
Okay, but I'm talking about
Like, sure, he'll probably be on his wings, right? If that's what you're saying. But like realistically speaking, he's probably like in the realms of maybe the Decidueye, right? That's what I'm
right, yeah.
kind of gauging. For the other guys, you better watch out for your water starter there, Naz.
Yeah,
I think Gekwa is the most likely to be bipedal. But I am very interested to see the final evolution. Okay, also because this is kind of a bias, but it looks like a little pet shop toy, so I like that about it. But that's just me.
So yeah, I think Prow Pombon?
Like, what about Pombon? Yeah, Pombon.
I don't think so. But I could be
I don't think so either.
completely wrong. But
I'm okay
I don't
if
think
it
they will. Gekwa. I'm not gonna lie, they could go either way with Gekwa. Gekwa's pretty funny.
Okay, here's the thing. Like in the trailer, like Gekwa is on 4, so it makes me wonder if they're going to keep Gekwa on 4.
But when it laughs, it's on 2s.
Yeah, that is true. I'm just curious about like what you guys think.
Uber, do you want to go before I go?
No, I don't even know, bro. I just said all I know is that Brow better be the best starter we've ever seen. Nigga, fucking Cineroar.
Like, you want it to be the best Pokemon ever? Because Incineroar is
I
the
want it
best
to be
Pokemon
the. I
ever in
want.
VGC.
I want it to be the best Pokemon ever. Like I want Brow to have like Fake Out, Intimidate. I want him to have it better than Intimidation. And I want him to have the craziest stats. I want him to have the craziest defense ever.
Maybe
It's a grass type, bro. It's a grass type.
I need bulk. Get that man big fat and something else, and just let him run.
He wants grass, steel, intimidate, fake out, leech seed. Oh, you nasty.
No, not no grass steel.
You don't want
Fire type will literally eat that.
Hey,
Fire type eat that nigga alive, bro.
It's Ferrothorn, bro.
Bro, Ferrothorn gets fucking shut down easily, bro.
This is Pharaoh's predecessor.
Successor.
So, yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. Okay. I had a theory about what the evolutions were gonna be when they evolved into them. Before I make the video, I'll say one of them. I heard somebody say that Gekko might evolve into a geisha. I don't know if y'all know what a geisha is. But I guess more akin to like Frostlass. There's a part actually, you know, and since I'm on the video right now, anyways, what they just showed Gekko, I want to show y'all this. I want y'all to look at the screen real quick. Are y'all looking?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So you see how this Pombom's cute ass, right? Okay. Now look at this. Look at this. She's laughing, right? See how she, or they, or he, whatever. It's a Pokemon. You see how it's laughing, right? It's got its hand up. Have y'all seen that somewhere before? Have y'all ever seen like anybody in like human in real life laugh with their hands close to their mouth like that?
Bonnie from X and Y. If that's the little girl's name is.
I mean, yeah, she probably did
Pokemon
like that. I guess that makes sense. I was gonna say there is. I don't know if you all know who Karin from Street Fighter, Karen, I don't know how you pronounce it. Karen from Street Fighter is like has this archetype where like they're like the super high class princess, and then they all laugh like they're better than you, and they're like ho 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 ho. Like they'll have that same laugh. I guarantee you. There's a lot of people that are like, oh, I don't think they're gonna gender this one like Primarina, right? She already got eyelashes on. She's laughing like she's doing the Hime laugh, bro. She's doing the Hime laugh right here. I see it. I paused it so everybody can see. If you are an audio listener, go ahead, go to the YouTube video, 4starmon.youtube, whatever it's called. Look at this. We are at the almost hour and a half mark. We got to end this episode soon. But she is laughing like she's doing the Hime laugh. I think this could evolve into a princess Pokemon. Mainly because the description also said something about it being very capricious in putting up airs, which means like it feels very highly of itself. I feel like if it, and also the little water drop tattoo, Gekko.
I'm hoping it turns it evolves into something similar to Primarina.
So you want it to be feminine, okay?
Well, yeah, doesn't it give feminine? I think the eyes are very feminine.
I'm just saying there's a lot of people that don't like that at all. They're like, nah, I don't want her to be feminine.
Well, that's a different conversation.
Yeah, it's a whole different conversation.
I don't even care what it is. As long as that nigga Brow is muscular and tall, we all good, bro.
Yeah, okay. Okay, last question then, I guess. We could do this in order. let's start with Brout. What type do you think, or do you guys want Brout to evolve into? Actually, let's just do all of them in order. Brout, Pombon, and Gekwa. I'm gonna start with Ubre. Ubre, go ahead. Give me your typing for all of them.
Bro, the best, like, we all know this is going to be the typing, but I don't want this to happen. Brout is probably going to be a grass fighting.
Mm-hmm.
I could just see him evolving into like a fighting type of chicken.
Okay.
Bomb. I don't even know what this thing could evolve into, like a fire fairy. They could finally do like something different for fire type. Gekua, I pray it's a water dragon.
Okay. I like that. Nesquik, do you want to go?
So, Brout, we'll give it the grass flying. Bomb is fire ground. And Gekwa is most likely gonna be water dragon. But that one I'm like pretty flexible on the typing.
Okay. Naz.
My turn?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go backwards because I think I have more theories for Gekwa. Okay, Gekwa could either be water fairy,
Okay.
water psychic,
Okay.
water dragon,
Okay.
or water poison. You know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I get poison from like the eyes, the purple eyes. It reminds me a lot of like, you know, other like Pokemon, you know, like that are mainly purple, that are poison type. That's what I think. I would actually really like that type, that dual type. For Pombon, I really don't know. I think it might be fire ground, honestly, because I don't have any other theories for it. Because he looks so dumb.
What the?
Like he looks like
No
he
thoughts
does
in
like
his
he
head?
doesn't form thoughts. Yeah, he can't form a thought in his head. Like when you look at Brout, like I agree with Umbre where it's like he might be grass fighting because he looks very serious. But when you look at Pombon, I don't know. I really don't know.
Folks gonna be mad with Pombon because there's another fire fighting.
I do want to mention before we go any further
Right.
that I know thematically, like a lot of the type matchup wise, they would want you to like hit the triangle, right? And I
Right.
know a lot of these don't match up, but I'm still gonna go with what I said.
You know, Nestor, I actually was gonna agree with you slightly because I had different combinations based off of like the triangle. So the first triangle I was gonna do was fire ground for Pombon because it's a dog. Dogs dig.
Yeah.
Like it's very easy, right? Obviously I would want fire fairy too. That was one of my other ones where I'm like, I hope it becomes fire fairy, but I do think fire ground is a decent type. I was gonna give I kind of agree with Sprout, that's not his name, Brout a little bit being flying just so it could avoid the ground type attacks from Pombon, right?
Yeah.
But then I thought to myself, I'm like, no, that's not a good idea. So I was like, let's just give it grass steel, right? And then give now geckos are not poisonous at all, unfortunately. I looked this up. Geckos don't carry poison, but that doesn't matter because it's Pokemon, so who cares? You can do whatever you want. So I did put poison. So I was like, the way I saw it is that Brout is immune to Gekwa's poison attacks, so it's still strong against Gekwa. Although that doesn't really work because Gekwa's kind of weak to Pombon. The other one that I had was keeping Brout steel type, making it a fairy type for Pombon, and then giving the dragon typing to Gekwa. And then I was just like, damn, it's not gonna happen, huh? They are really gonna do what? Grass dark, water psychic, fire something. I don't know. I think I'm gonna lock in fire fairy, water dragon though. I feel like that makes a lot of sense. Or water psychic. They could just break away from the triangle. And then the bird, I don't know. I don't know what Brout's gonna get. I'm hoping Fire Fairy.
If it is,
Pombon.
if it is Fire Fairy and Water Dragon, Brout might as well be a fucking Grass Steel.
That's what I was thinking too, just so I could like. But then Grass Steel beats both. Kind of.
I should be fine with that, bro.
I was gonna say, aren't they like mostly just neutral, just off of types though? Like
Yeah.
everyone?
Yeah. I guess it doesn't really matter. Honestly, I think we need to break away from the triangle thing though. Because I feel like we end up hurting ourselves more whenever we're like, oh, it has to fall like a triangle so it could be super effective against the other guy. Because realistically, Quick Evolve's never going to beat a Meowscarada, bro. Even if it had Choice Scarf. Like, I don't know. I think it'd be cooler if they made Brout electric grass. Because they talk about how energetic it is.
Oh my god, that would be nasty.
That'd be cool.
Buff electric grass, fucking.
I think it's very unlikely.
I mean, yeah, I think they have never done an electric one.
Long as Brout is the best one and Gekio is the worst, I am perfectly fine with that.
What?
Why does Gecko gotta be the worst?
Gecko has like the best color scheme too, besides Pamba.
Bro, if Gekio is a water dragon, the moveset it's gonna have is gonna be busted as fuck.
All the starters are W's to me. I think all of these guys are really good, but
No, yeah, of course they are. They're
Yeah,
all
I
good.
agree.
something
Also-
about bro, and also it's like a bird too, so you already
Yeah.
know.
I was gonna bring up. I don't think they're ever gonna make a starter Pokemon a dragon though. I really
Yeah,
don't think
very
that's ever gonna
unlikely.
happen. I think it's just too
It's-
broken of a typing.
It's too good. Yeah, it's too
I think
good.
there's
The
like
move
hidden
the move
rules.
pools would be fucking insane.
It would be, yeah. But I was gonna say, I feel like there's like hidden rules that they have that they don't tell anybody. Where it's like, yeah, like none of the starters can share a type, you know. Whether it's like secondary, like not both of them can't be not fire flying. Sorry, they both can't be flying, and a grass type starter cannot have the fire attributes put onto it. And I feel like electric also because of Pikachu, like nah, electric can't be there either because Pikachu is electric. I really was hoping that Cinderace became. Oh, you know what's so crazy? You know what we didn't even think about? What if they just didn't get extra types at all?
You guys just-
Ew.
Yeah,
No,
what-
too many people would be bad.
Well, that's what happens with fucking Gen 8. All of them were just pure grass, water, and fire.
That's true.
They
Oh,
could do that again.
I don't know.
And they just give them a form where they get extra typing or something.
Entirely possible.
Brout would be hella ass.
I'm not gonna. Yeah, pure.
Yeah, bro, would be dog
Rubbo's
shit.
gonna need
Well, Rillaboom.
Rillaboom 2.
I was gonna say
Rillaboom.
Rillaboom was really good, although Grassy Surge and Grassy Glide really saved that man. I'm not gonna lie. Without
Yeah, that
those, it
man
would've
Brout
been
would need
over.
like fucking Brout would need like fucking
We're
thick
gonna
fat
need
time
grass,
5.
grassy kick.
Oh, all right, hold on. We're gonna do this again. I think. Hey, look, come on, guys. It's a chicken, right? Blaziken can kick. You know what? We gonna do it again. I think they gonna give Brout Blaze kick. Bro.
No.
I think they gonna give Brout Blaze kick. Why do you leave? He had his fucking finger hovering over the disconnect button. Okay, I think this is a good place to stop. Did anybody else want to bring anything else up? Like any questions that they wanted to ask
Nope.
anybody or?
Any theories on the legendary Pokemon?
Oh, that's actually a good one.
I'm not even sure.
Like,
Winds and waves. Do you like?
Water and flying type, bro. That's it.
yeah, I think definitely
Literally-
something.
Literally, that's all they have to do.
Can I also be honest? This feels like a Lugia centric region. You know,
Yeah,
winds and waves.
I
Like,
was gonna-
whoa.
Lugia might get a new form. Same with Ho-Oh.
That's all. Oh, okay. That's another thing too. I saw somebody say for DLC that the next one could be lands and flames.
Bruh.
That's
Hold on.
that's
Nah, think about it. Because you got winds and waves. That's the avatars. One of the two abilities of the avatar, the elements. So we need lands and flames.
It is earth and fire.
No, but like that's not
what
gonna work with the
lands
naming
and
convention.
flames are for.
Nope.
The naming convention doesn't work that way.
Yeah, for me it does.
All right. Anyways, I think that's going to be all that we have to talk about today. Thank you guys for watching Too Many Frames. We will be back with another episode. I'm not going to tell you when, though. There's no guarantee that this is ever happening again, but more than likely it will happen again. It's just not going to be based off of a specific schedule. It'll be based off of like whenever we get new game news or something like really big where it, you know, requires a huge discussion of this scale. So if you guys want to go ahead and plug anything, I don't know, y'all can go ahead and plug something real quick.
Can I plug my Instagram?
No,
Nope.
actually, no. no.
Why not?
I forbid
Don't
it.
worry.
I could be an
forbid it.
influencer.
Even if you do, it's gonna get cut anyway.
Yeah. Nestor, you want to plug anything?
Yeah, go check out 4-Star Mom.
That's what I wanted to hear. All right, I will see you guys all in the next episode of Too Many Frames. Peace out.